welcome back. And as was mentioned earlier in the show, the focus of our conversation is to get an update from the YWCA about their C.A.S.S.A project. And the C.A.S.S.A project is creating a safe space agenda. Okay. We're joined at this time by Joevannie and Darlene Gentle, of course, to talk about how things have been going. And you guys are entering a new funding cycle for the project. So good morning and welcome.
Good morning and thanks for having us here.
Now let's start off with a refresher as to what the purpose of the C.A.S.S.A project is. You're 2 years in, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay, the project started in October of 2014. It's a project that's funded by the U.S. government. And in a nutshell, we have this safe space at the YWCA where we assist young people from standard 5 level up to the age of 24. We do the remedial programs for them who are struggling with their math and English and Spanish for like standard 5, first, second form. And we also do English as a second language. We have other programs for those out of school students for them to learn basketball skills, swimming instructor, lifeguarding, and we have other skills such as cake decorating and sewing and tailoring. And those programs are conducted in Belize City and in Belmopan. Joevannie here is our team leader for Belize City, and we have Dativa Martinez as the team leader in Belmopan. So those programs run concurrently. The swimming and instructor and the lifeguarding courses are done here in Belize City. In Belmopan, Ms. Dativa does the other skills program like the cake decorating and stuff like that. And over the past 2 years, the programs have been really successful. We've made some real life change. You know,
in the people who
on the students who participated. We had the proposal initially was to affect the lives of 200 students, and we have affected the lives of over 500 students.
Wow, excellent.
Yes, and some students who were failing, they started to get 80s and 90s in their grades at primary school and high school. So
there's so many different programs that you offer.
And it's a completely, it covers also, they have to do personal development sessions with us. We have mentorship. So all that is encompassed in the entire C.A.S.S.A program. So, and it's addressing students really who come from challenged areas. In Belize City, we were targeting the south side students, but we find that some of the schools on north side do have students who live on the south side. So initially the schools we were working with was mainly on the south side. And in Belmopan it covers the Salvapan and those areas.
Area.
That's correct. That's correct.
Now, from the range of programs that you have, where would you say you have the most interest, that people come and seek out whatever program is there? You have from swimming to cake decorating to your remedial work, all these different programs ongoing. Where do you have the most interest?
So C.A.S.S.A is totally free.
Yes.
There's no fee charged. When you sign up, you go through your school. The school recommend you to us, and that's the process we go through.
For remedial?
For the remedial. Okay. So we tagged it in whereby we didn't want students just to get tedious with just book work. So what we do, we offer a recreational activity whereby every first and third Friday, they either get to learn to play basketball or they get to learn to swim. To take that remedial aspect off their mind so that they could soothe and replenish and come back fresh again. So The entrepreneurship aspect that Ms. Gentle was speaking about just now is in regards to teaching them a trade. Just this year, we have implemented to start our barbering program. That's the new program coming up. And also on the entrepreneurship aspect, we have the sewing, the tailoring, cake decorating. So those are for students who really don't think that school is for them.
Yeah.
And they want to pick up a trade to help them make money.
Financially.
All right, so that is what we are thinking. We're not thinking about the educational aspect because we do have people who think school is just not for them.
Yeah.
And we still have to continue life. We still
That's
have to
right.
maintain
That's right.
ourselves. So that is where we bring in that entrepreneurship aspect.
I love that you say that because you really can't force people into a system. And that's a challenge that people can have oftentimes in accessing education. Now, what do you have in place in terms of tracking past students or past participants? So if someone, for example, does a cake decorating program or a tailoring program, are they able to start their own business? Are they doing it on a side as a business? What's the status there?
It's a little bit of both. And YWCA partners with people such as Beltrade and other organizations. And we touch bases with some companies as well, like in the tourism industry.
Okay.
We some of those people who have done the skills trade, they actually were employed by some of the especially in the Cayo area, where they learned the cake decorating and other stuff. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. One of the things because my daughters, they went to the Y, you know, and besides the C.A.S.S.A project, we know that the Y you guys have touched a lot of lives. So knowing now about the 500, the C.A.S.S.A so far was targeting just about 200. Now you guys are above that,
Yes.
150%
Yes,
of
we are.
500. There are a lot of folks right now listening or actually watching the show saying, you know what, yes, right, school enough for me, I'm not feeling it. But I want to learn a trade. I'm a little afraid though, because I don't know how to put myself out there. Can you tell us about some of your success stories? Is there a success story or somebody that you guys thought, and you know, now they're actually doing well, everything seems to be okay? Can you guys tell us about one or two of those?
So I could elaborate on the remedial part. We have this said student, he was a standard 5 student. This student didn't know how to read and thus he was failing in class. So what happened was, me and Ms. Gentle were sitting in our offices and we got a phone call. And I responded to the phone call. It was the grandmother of that said child, and she was so excited on the other end of this phone stating that my grandson picked up the newspaper. It was a hot topic for that week. He picked up the newspaper and he started to read because the topic was so interesting and he wanted to know more about it. And so he just picked up the newspaper and he started to read. She went in the other room and called us immediately saying, thank you so much. We are so happy he is reading.
Yeah.
And that is what made me and Ms. Gentle and the other team go to work every day.
Yes, and this child was in standard 5 and didn't know how to read. But
And
they
it
kept
happens.
pushing him up because of his age.
It happens.
Yes.
And they struggle. Can you imagine going through life without being able to read?
Right.
Definitely, because how can you do math problem solving if you can't know what it's asking you to do? You know, and that is the trouble, and this is why we found out that we have a lot of troubled citizens, and these aspects bring that out in them, and that's why we offer the personal development, meaning that we have people coming, we have counselors, we have people who are trained to talk to children, who take them into a room and figure out what is happening with you today. Did you have a good day? You know, take the time out to do that. That is what we do. And they will become productive citizens, and I want to thank the U.S. State Department for giving us these funds again, because it has brought us a long way, and they have seen it work for the past 2 years.
You know, a big thank you to them. That much we've got to say. But they have actually, what they've seen is that with building with the youths or the young of today will eventually enhance their lives for tomorrow. So that's one of the things, of course.
And the lives of the people they come in contact with.
Definitely. Definitely. But with the C.A.S.S.A project, the name, creating a safe space
agenda.
Wow. There you go. There you go.
So as we pointed out, you were able to secure additional funding from the U.S. Embassy, the U.S. State Department. That's great because it's an indicator that your work has been successful. You have been, and we know there are very rigid standards in terms of reporting back so that there's no money wastage and that the invested funds is making an impact. So the fact that you're entering into another funding cycle means you've definitely are doing something good. And it means that 500 more or 200 more or 800 more can benefit? What are we looking at now?
We were looking at 200 more for this year.
Okay.
But again, like we say, the skills programs, they are compact, like a 12-week program, so to speak. And a year is more than 12 weeks, right?
Definitely. 52.
So, yes. Well, but that's exactly what we're looking at. Just last week, I think, somebody from Cayo called Mrs. Linares and was so thankful because somebody in their family finally got a job from participating in that skills program for C.A.S.S.A. And it makes us feel good when people call and tell us that type of thing, you know.
So while watching, young, energetic, not into school but loving what I'm hearing right now, how can I be a part of it? Where do I join? Oh, school opened a while back. I'm missing out. Am I?
Actually, our application process began 2 weeks ago, whereby for the remedial, we have been liaising with principals, counselors of schools and vice principals, and they are partnering with us, and we're very proud of that. And so what happened is, to make the work a little bit tedious for me and Ms. Gentle, it's just us two in Belize. So, and yes, to make it less tedious, we have given the principals of the schools the forms for those who want to participate in the high school and the primary school remedial aspect of it. So if you are an entrepreneur, you come to us at the office, and then we actually give you the form, you fill it out, we do a short interview with you to see where you're at and to see what you're interested in, and that is where we start.
So you do high school remedial and primary school remedial?
So for the high school, we're targeting second and third formers only. And for the primary school, we're targeting standard 5 students.
And those are facilitated through the schools?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
You get the forms through your school. You just go and ask about the C.A.S.S.A project to your principal, counselor, or vice principal, and they would have the form to issue to you. But like Ms. Gentle said, we have stipulations this year whereby we can't host a lot. So first come, first served.
And we also partner with Gateway and ITVET for the other boys who are out of high school. And they want to learn the lifeguard and the swimming instructor and the basketball, where they can become basketball coaches to make money if they want to. And we have the barbering as well. So those are the programs that we have for that higher age student up to 24.
I think the barbering would be something catchy, for the fact that after you deal with somebody on the barber chair, that's $10. Yes. $10.
And the program is an intensive program where we start with the history of barbering, talking about the barbering pole and everything, and about how they need to dress and conduct themselves.
Professionalism.
All this is a part of the program. So it's not just to learn how to cut
Health
your hair.
and hygiene.
Right, we talk about all that.
So again, sitting down, relaxing, enjoying the show. My goodness, the C.A.S.S.A project is on. I want to be a part of this. Where can I go to get some more information? Am I able to log on to somewhere? Am I able to go to a particular spot? Where do I go to get some more information on this?
All right, the YWCA is located corner Freetown Road and St. Thomas Street. That is where you could find us. Just ask for Miss Collins or Miss Gentle. They will direct you straight to us.
And in Belmopan, Miss Dativa,
yes,
Martinez,
yes,
at
so,
the Y.
At the YWCA in Belmopan. So we are very easy to contact. We have a Facebook page as well, the YWCA. Go ahead and like it, and you would get all the information, all the upcoming programs. Everything is loaded up right on there.
All right. So to recap once again, for remedial tutoring, it'll be done through your school. So if you need some extra help with keeping up with schoolwork and staying in school, which is the part that you're looking at there, it's done through your high school or primary school principal. In the Belize City,
And
and Belmopan area. Then, if you are a teen, is there an age group for the
It doesn't have to be no
skills?
older than 24.
All right.
Right.
So if I'm under 24 and I'm not in school and I want to do a skills, learn a skill from lifeguard, teaching basketball, coaching
Barbering.
basketball, barbering,
Cake decorating.
cake decorating,
And the ESL is in there as well.
Sewing.
As well as the Spanish in Belmopan. We do the Spanish especially because we have some young people who apply for jobs, and because you have that heavy Central American presence, they want to learn the Spanish to communicate
to
at
stay
the job.
competitive.
To stay competitive. So that program is really good in Belmopan as well.
So
the Spanish
you
one.
can sign up for English as a second language, Spanish as
That
a
is
second
correct.
language. We need the Spanish for second language in Belize City.
Yes.
Any one of these, you go to the YWCA
That's correct.
and try to get there early because
Yes,
you've
first come,
already
first serve.
opened
Okay.
the application period
Right.
and get
And
involved with the
we
program.
start off tutoring on the 31st of October, Monday the 31st of October, here in Belize City and in Belmopan.
Okay, and it is free,
Yes.
so you
It
have
is
to
free.
qualify.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is free.
free.
It has been free for the past 2 years. It's free this year. But C.A.S.S.A is here to stay. So after September of 2017, we will be sustaining the program, the Y, on its own. And there will be a minimal application fee.
Yeah.
So for this year and the past 2 years, it's been free.
So it's the last chance you can take advantage of
Yes,
getting
so
it.
yes, need to take advantage
free
of it.
courtesy
There's
of
some
your
our girls.
funders, the U.S. Embassy.
Right.
Nice.
I
Look
love
at them.
Yes.
And I've witnessed your swimming program, and the kids
It's
are
awesome.
enthusiastic. It's fantastic because
It
you
is.
see the full range from people who are scared to put their toes in the water to those
Myself
who just want
included.
to jump right into
I never
the
did
deep
learn to
side.
swim until I went to the Y, but
Yeah.
that's not under the C.A.S.S.A
I was
program.
just gonna
I know the age range between 11 and 24.
And that's key to know. So when people stop by the Y, they can ask about other programs.
Yes, because
that
we
are
do
going
have the
on.
adult skills
Yeah.
program.
Okay.
Right, that's correct.
As an adult, if you don't know how to swim, you can go to the YWCA
Yes.
and get a specific class on
Yes.
how to learn.
And now
Right.
the pool is being renovated, newly renovated, so I
Really?
would take advantage of that to be the first to jump in.
All right. Well, ladies, this is such a great program. We're so grateful that you are here to tell all of Belize about it. Those who can benefit are, of course, in the Belmopan area and Belize City area. Right?
And we
Anything else you'd like to say?
Well, I would just like to thank some of our partner agencies, such as the primary schools, the high schools, or teachers, or workers there at the YWCA who have been with us through this project's lifespan. I would like to thank Ms. Gento for doing such a good job as the project manager, and also Ms. Dativa in Belmopan, because without our working together, I don't think would have reached this far in a project, all right? And also thank you guys for having us. The media is always willing to help us, and we appreciate you guys.
Yes.
Thank you.
And we also must remember the Beltray, the Police Cadet, Gateway, and IT Vet, all those other partners who have partnered with us over the past 2 years and who continue to do so.
All right. Well, thank you once again. And if you are interested, once again, in the remedial work, the remedial tutoring offered through the C.A.S.S.A project, go to you have to be standard 5, standard 6, second form or third form, go to your principal and ask for an application form. If you're interested in any other of the skills training that is, program that we spoke about this morning, drop by our local YWCA
YWCA, yeah.
here in Belize City at the corner of St. Thomas and Freetown,
That's
and in
Belmopan.
Belmopan,
It's at the St. Anne's Church.
St.
It's
Anne's
close.
Church.
It's close to the St. Anne's Church.
All right, so you can drop by there and pick up your application form. Find them on Facebook and ask them whatever other questions you need if we didn't give you right directions, and you can be able to find out more. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
All right, we're going to go ahead now and take our final break, and when we come back, we'll have our wrap up, so stay tuned.